Alright, y'all, we back with another one. This is High Time Reviews. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe down bottom. So we're doing PowerBook Force, Season 1, Episode 3, FireStarter. Alright, so first things first, we pick up right where we left off with Liliana and Tommy, and they're discussing the drugs. And he straight give her a beer after he done fucked her up. And he like, yeah, put this on your head. It'll help you, keep the swelling down. So he basically ended up telling her, like, look, whose shit is this? And he like, look, I could either kill you, take the shit, or we can work together and we can make some money. So she straight up telling him, like, look, I'm always on the side of money, so let's get it. So the next thing you get, Vic pulling up to the police station, and he meeting this black security guard, and he basically tell her who he need out. So he picking up somebody. She tell him to bail $9,500, for the two people or whatever, and he slide out extra $500 to speed up the process. Of course, she slid that $500 in her pocket and did that. So of course, you end up finding out that they letting out Simon and then one of Vic other guys. Now, when they leave the police station, they know there's somebody watching them. So from afar, Bennigan is like watching them. So Vic rolls down on Bennigan and he like, look, don't I pay you to keep shit like this from happening? And he like, look, you don't have a police problem. He like, you got an alderman problem. Like, he like, nigga, I can only do what I can do. So Vic like, all right, bet, we'll deal with the alderman. Don't you worry about that or whatever. He like, don't confuse my last name with being one of y'all, like, cause I'm not. So Vic end up throwing the money in there. And I'm like, damn, you still paid him even after you just paid 10 grand to get these niggas out? I don't even know if that was a good play. Like, I would have told him I'm not paying you because I just had to pay them. Like, so you get back to the condo with Tommy and Liliana. Liliana in there like butt ass naked. She on with the motherfucking New Jack City on Tommy. Tommy like, oh, just to let you know, I ain't trying to hit you. And she like, boy, just to let you know, I ain't trying to fuck you either. She like, I don't even fuck with white boys like that, talking about they crazy. I said, oh, not no white boys crazy. Like Latinos ain't crazy, but we won't move on. So she come out there, her undergarments, and she basically explaining to Tommy, like, one thing I learned over the years is while you cooking this shit, you don't want it in your fucking clothes. So she basically starts cooking up the shit, and Tommy like, damn. And he like, yeah, I've been out the hands-on business for forever. She like, that's what happened when you go into upper management. You end up cutting it for him. Like, granted, she was loyal. She wasn't never really not loyal in power. Like, so I don't understand. Like, but I like the connection what they doing. And then in this scene, like, she basically asked him, like, is Ghost coming down? Coming to Chicago or whatever. And he like, well, nah, he basically gone. Like, he went down south, or he's basically dead. So she like, damn, for real? She like, I liked him, So she like, let's have a toast to Ghost. And they end up toasting the Ghost. So I'm like, all right, cool, the nostalgia. Because you're not getting Ghost back any other way, so. I think it's crazy that she ain't tell him, he ain't tell her that Tariq did that shit. Because I know she met Tariq at least once. So for him not to tell her, I mean, it was cool, but he ain't had to, but I would have loved if he had told him, but whatever. So next thing you get the JB spot. Mind you, JB is Tommy's brother. So Tommy coming with the two pieces or whatever, I'm guessing. What's his name? JB still working on the house because it looked like he got on like overalls. And so Tommy bring dinner or whatever, and he try to give him some more money, and he like, listen, I can't keep taking your money. He like, boy, money ain't got no feelings. He like, but I do. He's like, money ain't got no conscience. He like, but I do. At the end of the day, like, I can't keep taking this money because I don't. First one was, I don't even know where you're getting it from. And then it just don't feel right. So Tommy like, all right, let's just nip this in the bud. Tommy like, what is the number that you owe? So I'm thinking he gonna throw out a ballpark, something like that. This nigga throws out an exact number around like 192,000 something. So basically, he owed motherfucker $200,000 between the bar, the hospital bills for his father. I mean, he not paying for the mother because the grandmother, because they said according to them, they ain't paid on that shit in years, but she still lived there, so they assume that she got a trust. Now, so when JB say that, he say, look, the only other person I think that would even know anything about the trust would be, and Tommy like, don't even fucking think about it. You're like, cause I'm not dealing with that bitch Kate at all. So don't bring her up to me. So after he tell him how much he owed on everything, he like, all right, look, take this little bit of money right here, and then I'll come back and I'll holler at you about everything else, as far as like getting everything else ready to go. He basically even had to tell him like, nigga, first and foremost, the money, majority of this money I'm giving you is legit. He like, me and my partner, we owned a couple nightclubs, some laundromats, all types of shit in New York. He like, we cashed out early. I got me some money, so he like, yeah, and what happened to your partner? He like, look, he headed down south. I came to Chicago, my partner went down south. We dissolved the business. It's not really much to talk about. You either taking this money or you not. Like real rap. You either taking this money or you not. So granted, he leaves the money. And then Tommy like, all right, look, I'll be back. So in the next scene, you get Janad and Diamond going to the baseball field. I'm guessing they just catching up. Honestly, considering Diamond was locked up, they probably are just catching up. Janad ends up asking him like, yo, is you still fucking with this white boy? Basically talking about Tommy. And he like, yeah, nigga, I'm still, you know. He like, the nigga done saved your life. He done fucked around and helped us make money. He like, why wouldn't I at least entertain him? He like, look, back in the day, he said you would have put that little white boy on his ass. You wouldn't have kept talking about it. You wouldn't have even kept having all these meetings with him. He like, look, well, I'm not the old Diamond. See, Janelle gotta realize when you go to jail and you have time to sit back and think about the shit you did for real, you realize like you can't run your business the exact same way. So they getting into pitching practice and Janelle start being hella fucking aggressive with fucking Diamond about the shit with Tommy. And he telling them like, look, I don't do it this way. We not doing it this way. This is my way or the highway. Janelle basically telling him like, nigga, you not running shit. And don't share me without my say so. So then you get back to Tommy Loft and he walk in and Liliana is like laid out. He like, bitch, get your ass up. Time to work. She like, what, nigga? I just sat down. So he showed her all the keys or whatever. So they didn't stretch it. So they like, look, we gotta move this shit. But Liliana like, nigga, you don't got no coffee, you ain't got no cereal, you ain't got no breakfast in here. He like, no, bitch. He like, I don't be here, you know. So they both look at each other. They look at the package. She gonna say some fucking breakfast of champions. Not the Coke. Not the Coke. It's not a breakfast of champions. It's not. So they bump it. And you know, they hit it. It's small. It's small little lines. They ain't wanna go too crazy with small little lines. So they hit it. And Liliana like, try and hit it again. And Tommy like, bitch, we can go to fucking get you a latte on the way out. Like, I'm not about to keep sitting here hitting this shit with you. Tommy probably said no to that shit because he remember he had fucking bumping problem. So he ain't definitely about to let this bitch Liliana get him jammed up in the knuckle. So he pull out the map and she like, oh, look at you, scouting the city. Basically trying to figure out where the biggest drug dealers run their shit at. I said, yeah, Tommy been doing that since the first episode. That's what I'm saying. For people who saying they don't like the show, I think they not giving it an honest shot because they wanted something different. But you gotta lay the foundation. Like if they plan on running this bitch for years, they have to lay the foundation. So any of this shit that you see now, let's just chalk it up as groundwork for future seasons, because you can't have a long-standing show unless you create your villains, your heroes, in between people, shit like that. You gotta add it so they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. After that scene, you get back to the baseball field with Janad and Diamond, and he like, look, you can spare me with all that Buddha shit. He like, don't shit go down without me. And he like, look, I'm not your little brother no more. I'm not just happy to be sitting at the table. He like, nigga, basically it's my table for real. He like, so I'm a grown ass man, let it be known. He like, I gave you the seat, bro. Like when I went to jail, you feel me? He like, fuck that shit, you're giving me the seat. But he like, I'm the one that made us relevant. Basically, like, he took the business into the future while Diamond was locked up. So yeah, from afar you see Bennigan fucking spying on them too. First one was Bennigan. What do you think you about to catch them doing in the middle of the day at a baseball field? Whatever. So then you get to Walter Flynn's penthouse. So it's him, Claudia, and Vic sitting there. And they talking about the ultimate. And they like, look, he's been holding us down. He's been doing this thing. We ain't really had no problems with him. They like, as long as the feds don't press him, we should be good. And they like, look, we can't take the chance. Flat out. Claudia like, fuck that. We need to handle this. So Walter got this weird ass thing where he don't want Claudia to do certain shit in the business, but then he feel like she's obligated to do other shit because she's a woman. So he like, Vic like, oh yeah, why you don't send Vic to go deal with the alderman or whatever? He like, oh no, I don't envision Vic in a skirt, this, that, and the third. He like, how about you go wear something real nice, get the job done or whatever. She like, look, I'll do it, but I'm gonna do it my way. So basically they want him to stay firm on the number that they've been paying him, I guess, just, you know, to keep the family out of shit. So it's an extortion fee. He must be trying to go up on the shit and they ain't trying to hear it. But that's because their sales is down. They probably don't even have the extra income to fucking pay the fucking extortion. Yeah, he all like, where's something, you know. I'm like, what do you want from her? Like, bro, you don't be wanting her in the business, but you always trying to have her doing some shit related with the business. Like to me, I feel like it take a real hit to press down on somebody like a state employee. So for you to make it seem like she don't have the ball to be part of the outside business is wild. Like, but in my mind, I think Claudia could be like better than all of them. But that's here nor there. So in the next scene, you got Gloria at this gravestone. I'm guessing that's her mother. Come to find out, Vic then bought a new fucking headstone for her mother's grave. Vic, boy, first and foremost, you love to pop up. You love to pop up. You done bought this shit because you saw her kissing Tommy in the end of the last episode. That's all it was. So you think behind this girl a gravestone is gonna change anything? She said, look, bro, nothing ain't changed. She said, your father's still your father, the business still the business, you still you. Ain't nothing changed. He like, can you wait for me? Vic, how long is she supposed to wait? How long is she supposed to wait, Vic? Because even if your father died, your sister don't even really approve of it. I mean, she say she like that, but your sister don't really approve of it, so what we doing? Right. And then I'm just like, Gloria, why do she keep even entertaining this nigga if she know that she not in? So something's wrong with her. She either being pressed by the feds or she just a straight up snitch for real. That's just how I see it. All right. So in the next scene, you got Tommy, Liliana, Walter, and Como. I can never remember his name. Bobby, I think, maybe. So they meet up and they straight square up. So it's the four of them standing there and fucking Walter like, oh, that shit back up Tommy. Tommy like, man, don't sleep on her. She a fucking G, bro. So he like, I like how you don't follow my directions. He said, thank God I ain't one of your men, nor do I have to follow your directions. He like, I'm not from here. He was like, I wasn't born here, so I don't have to follow the rules that are meant for this place. He said, I make my own shit. And then Walter will fucking say to Liliana, nice face. So then they split up, and then it's Liliana and Bobby. Bobby, I don't know if that's his name. I'm fucking probably getting his name wrong. But it's Liliana and him, and he basically asked her how her face got like that. She like a shame accident, how your shit get like that. He's sitting there just looking dumb. So he basically keep asking her questions, and she keep answering them with questions. So he eventually asked her like, do you answer every question with a question? He's like, I don't know. Do I? So I guess it must turn him on a little bit. So he basically asked her out to dinner, and she like, boy, you get rid of that fucking mustache. He like, maybe something can happen. My whole thing is, didn't she just say she don't fuck with white boys, but she fuck with old white men that might got money? I'm confused. So when him and Tommy get you know, when they step to the side and they talking to him and Walter, he like, look, your business in the shit in. He like, I feel like we need to set this play up, me, you, and the blacks, basically CBI. And he like, but the only way it's gonna work is we need to put the old shit to the bed, and we need to have a sit down, the three of us, me, you, and Diamond. And like, that's the only way. He like, what the fuck do you want? He basically wants to basically ask Tommy like, what do you want? He like, nigga, I want every last fucking dollar I can get from this city. Like, that's it. He like, I don't care about none of this other shit, this race war. He like, look, where I'm from in New York, he said, the only thing we see is green. He said, I would work with a black person, I would work with the Serbians. He ain't even mentioned the Serbians. He said, I would work with whatever. Like, he like, I'm not thinking about race. He like, I'm thinking about this bread. And then he like, before I work with you, I work with CBI. He like, boy, get the fuck out of here. You're bluffing because you would never be caught dead working with the blacks. So you need to come to fuck me. So Walter ended up telling him like, Tom, you got a pair of balls on you. He like, balls to get you through the door, but he like brains to keep you in the room. I said, ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. So long story short, eventually down the line, Walter agrees to have a sit down with him, Vic, him, Diamond, and Tommy. But at first he like, look, I need you to do a job with Vic. So him and Vic go to this dude's house, I guess to collect the bread or to make a drop or whatever. This nigga in there coked out on the turntable. Some bitch on the fucking floor talking about, oh my God, what did you give me? He up there on the turntables talking about the bitch a lightweight. Tommy see the shit going down and he like, look, I don't feel like we even need to do this drop. So Tommy like, look, fuck it, let's just come back or let's just not do it because he tweaking. So as soon as they start backing out the room and shit, motherfucking nigga pull out a motherfucking gun on Tommy, motherfucking Vic and shit. He like, no, your father said we gonna do the deal. So he said we gonna do the fucking deal. I'm like, oh boy, I'm like, somebody about to get shot. So they had a standoff. Tommy ends up pulling the gun on that nigga security and he called himself Fat Paulie or something. And Tommy like, nigga, you ain't even fat. He like, nigga, I went keto. Keto? Really? The high carb shit? You went keto. Alright. So once Tommy pulled a gun on Big Tom, Big Sal, or whatever the fuck his name is, the fucking bodyguard, he like, look, I got kids. He like, I got 4 kids. You know, just let me go. So basically Tommy tell him to take the bitch and get the bitch out of there. And him and the dude have a little convo about the shit. And then basically Tommy takes the shit, walks out, and then tells Vic, paint the floor with his ass. Like, if that's what you want to do, because he did not already point a gun on you, so. Oh, my bad, his name was Fat Tony. So Tommy and Vic come back. Mind you, they come back with the shit. So Walter like, okay, so y'all didn't get the fucking deal done. He's like, look, you can call the nigga, he was tweaking, but I don't think you gonna answer. So Walter like, what the fuck? After that, after they basically end up killing the one man that probably could have helped them avoid the meeting with Diamond and shit, Tommy and them basically put him in a position where he had to have to sit down. So he like, fuck it, you want to unify the cocaine? He like, fuck it, get the meeting set and I'll show him. So he go up into Diamond gym and he see Diamond post on the wall. He like, oh, Diamond Sampson, but best hands in Chicago. Woody woody woo. So Diamond ends up taking off his gloves or whatever, and Tommy basically like telling him about the sit down. He like, look, we need to have this sit down with Flynn so we can figure out a way to make this money. You're not like, nah, we don't do no motherfucking deals with the motherfucking Flynns. And Diamond like, boy, shut the fuck up, let me hear him out. And he like, look, Diamond like, look, they ain't never fuck with us. He said, so what makes you think they gonna fuck with us now? He like, look, he agreed to sit down with us. Diamond like, look, I ain't never been no house nigga. I ain't never been no fucking shucking and job nigga. Then basically Janelle gonna tell Tommy like, yeah, before we do any deals with you or whatever the case may be, let's just make sure you ain't trying to do us like they trying to do us. Who the fuck? So look, Tommy like, look, the deal you can't beat. He like, it's a way for him to sell his pills in your territory and you to sell your cocaine in his territory. It's a way for all of us to make money. He like, Janelle keep basically popping off on the side, and Tommy like, look, me and Diamond having a conversation. He like, Diamond like, yo, chill. I'm having a conversation with this nigga Tommy. Janot like, what? This CBI business, and don't no CBI business go on without me. So I'm like, all right, I already seen this coming. I told you he was gonna be a fucking problem. Like, he don't even want no, like, he don't want to make peace with his brother. He feel like his brother coming back and he using this spot. But bro, that's usually how it be. Like, you never about to tell me, like, if an OG come home, they nigga that was running this shit for them ain't gonna try to take his shit and then never give it back. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So Janot like, look, if you want to see me off for it. So they step into the ring. Janot hit him with the sneak attack, pop straight in the face, straight jab to the face. They end up having a full-blown fight. Diamond ends up basically winning the fight. Tommy and Jeremiah end up putting a deal down on who was gonna take who. And Tommy like, look, I got 500 on Diamond. And Jeremiah like, look, I got another 5 on, Nud. So eventually during the fight, it looked like Diamond getting the best of Nud. And all you hear is Jeremiah say, boy, let them legs fly. This nigga straight hit him with a motherfucking MMA kick to the motherfucking shin and shit. So Diamond straight start wobbling and shit. He like, yeah, that shit motherfucking such and such cortex. It's just telling your body to fucking tap out. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up. So after that, what's his name? He just like, fuck that. So he ended up countering the shit, ended up fucking him up and basically like sparing him. So he like, all right, you got the crown. As heavy as the head wears it or whatever. So he let him beat him. You know, he beat him. But later on in the episode, he made it seem as though he fucking let him beat him. He like, what? I could have just as easily took him out. I said, oh, wow. So in the next scene, you get Claudia rolling down on the altar. First of all, when she come in there, he look like he trying to have a whole fucking dinner. She like, nigga, that's not what I'm here for. So she gets straight to it. She like, look, the price is what the price is. It ain't changing. Basically, the price of the brick ain't changing. So he like, no, let's just eat real quick. You know, we can have an easy conversation, you know. And I think he pissed her off because he said, you know, plus, like, we both like the same thing. And she like, what? What you mean? Like, yeah, we both like pussy or whatever. So that really pissed her off. So she like, check this out. Like I said, the price is what it is. So he flexed back and he like, look, these envelopes that y'all paying me is the only reason why your family ain't in fucking jail. So he like, don't come in here thinking that you got leverage when you don't. So she like, all right, bet. She straight put up a picture of this nigga daughter. She straight tell him like, look, I like this school. I used to go to that school, you feel me? And I know about the shitty ass uniforms and I would hate for your daughter's uniform to just get a whole bunch of dirt on it. I'm like, so I had a conversation with a few people about that line and they was like, they was saying that they was gonna kill the daughter. I'm thinking, maybe they just get another girl at the school to beat her ass. I mean, a little bit of dirt on the uniform, that's probably what they mean. But I'm thinking, regular shit. People like, nah, Claudia was saying she was gonna kill that nigga daughter. So as soon as she say that, of course, like most fathers, he probably like, nah, I ain't taking that chance. So he straight like, cop a deuce. He like, all right, look, I keep the price the way it is. If anything change, I'll let you know. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be changing. So get back to the house, and it's Tommy and Liliana, and they done made the move, and the money is there. Well, the drugs is there, and Liliana like, look, give me half so I can go do my thing. And Tommy like, hey, bitch, I ain't giving you shit. So even though she didn't cook the shit up for him, banged it up and all of that, he's still not really about to give her that. But I think he just tested her loyalty to see how she gonna act. Because I think if she act crazy about the fact that he didn't give her her cut up front, then he know he probably can't trust her. But if he knows she chill on the fact that he didn't give her money or whatever, or her drugs up front, he know he can fuck with her long term. So in the next scene, you get Tommy texting Diamond like, look, so the meeting is at Mr. Parker's. So you know that's the restaurant where Gloria works. So Tommy go up in there. First one, she got fucking Bobby, fucking, or Paulie, or whatever the fucking name is. You got Paulie, Walter, and Vic sitting there like it's fucking American Idol. And as soon as he walk in, Tommy walk in, they like, oh, where's your boy? Your boy's fucking late. So Diamond come in 2 seconds after that. And Diamond like, Walter, Vic, And you know, and they all speak to Diamond because they got history, they know each other. So Walter like, good to see you out. He like, look, let's get right to it. So Tommy basically explained the whole plan to them, like I said, about Walter selling his pills in their territory and then vice versa, him selling his drugs in their territory, and they taking over the whole world, well, the whole Chicago. Mind you, they having a conversation about business. This nigga Walter literally diverts the whole conversation to about some shit that happened years ago to Paulie's fucking wife or whatever, where somebody shot through a car in the window and the glass shattered and she had to get like 50 stitches. So it changes the whole meeting. But mind you, before that, Walter was already saying, like, Vic, relax, it ain't no reason to rush this. He like, this just the first conversation. Trust me, we ain't coming to no resolution today. He said, we definitely not coming to no type of resolution today. So once they start talking numbers, they ask Tommy, like, you ain't just doing this out of the kindness of your heart. He like, what's your cut? He like 5% on every deal. I said, damn, he want 5% from both sides on every deal? Niggas is robbing. I said, but look, again, Tommy set this shit up. So he ended up mentioning that his business is down. He like, and that's when Walter started attacking Diamond. Like, and Diamond like, look, I knew this shit was gonna happen. He like, I don't know why the fuck I came up in this bitch anyway. He like, you keep bringing it up. And I'm keep telling you, I've been telling you for years, nigga, that wasn't me, that's not my style, that's not my nigga style. And then he like, on top of that, you killed 9 of my fucking men because of it. And he like, so the fuck what? And I'm just like, yo. So Paulie ended up getting fucking real mad. He talk about how it took the 50 stitches or whatever to fix his beautiful white face, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, look, y'all need to stay on topic. Even Vic try and get Walter to stay on topic. And Walter's like, Vic, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna say what the fuck I need to say. So basically, he go down a whole fucking history trip and just talk about how it's always been like that in Chicago. Whoopty, blacks fuck with the blacks, the whites fuck with the whites. So Diamond like, fuck this shit. I'm not staying, I'm leaving. He like, I already knew how this was gonna go. I'm leaving. So Tommy like, nigga, don't leave me here with these crazy motherfuckers. So Walter still, he like, look, you mad because you feel like all black people look alike. So you think my crew did something to your people. He like I said, you made it even when you killed 9 of my niggas. Why we still talking about it? So Diamond like, fuck this shit. I don't owe you shit. I'm not indebted to you. I'm fucking leaving. So Diamond leave. And Tommy leave. And Tommy like, what the fuck? He like, Tommy like, what the fuck was that? Walter like, it's history, boy. You need to know. You need to know the history. I'm like, the history? We don't give a fuck about that, boy. You're losing money. You're losing money. Bro, cut the deal. And then he like, we the Floods, this, that, and the third. If he felt that way, why the fuck did Vic stand up and basically tell him like that was a dickhead move? Straight dickhead move. Right, talking about, nigga, if we don't fucking switch our strategy up, we gonna be fucking obsolete. Straight like that. I said, well, I ain't mad at Vic for saying that because it's the fucking truth. So Tommy leave out the bar. He still see Diamond outside. He tell Diamond, look straight up, sorry. I didn't know it was gonna go like that. I thought we had a deal. Diamond like, nigga, I knew it was gonna go like that. But it ain't your fault, so I'm out. So Gloria sees him walk out of Mr. Packers or Dr. Packers or whatever, and she like, well, I guess it ain't no sense to asking you what you do for a living. He like, look, you never asked anyway, nor did we ever discuss that. Like, so from a distance, it looked like 2 cops is watching Tommy, or watching the whole Dr. Dr. Parkers. So it looked like 2 feds is watching. They didn't introduce him. They didn't do nothing. They just there taking photos and shit. So they like, who's the new guy? And they like, oh, maybe he worked for fucking Flynn. Whole time, Tommy don't work for nobody. So y'all following him, thinking he associated to them. You may catch them 2 meet up once or twice, but you're not about to catch shit else after that. So Tommy looks in his side mirror, and it looked like he might have caught these motherfuckers watching him. So he ends up pulling off, and he riding down the block. And the first corner he hit, a fucking G-Wagon turned around the corner and start following him. So I'm like, damn. Who the fuck is that? Is that Vic, Walter? What they gonna do? What they trying to run him off the road? What? So eventually, you see it's Claudia. So Claudia is basically like driving up on this nigga. And she ended up riding beside him, and then she like cut him off. First of all, this is the second time he got cut off by his family in traffic the same way. So mind you, Claudia jumps out the fucking car and runs down on Tommy, and she like, look. So here's the man that seems like he don't have no type of respect for his own life. Like, he like, girl, I see you out here in these streets. Your father know you out here? Like, I'm like, damn, not playing cause she out in the streets. So he like, look, what you trying to cut a deal with me? And she like, nah, I got something better. You know, just stick around and find out. And, you know, he like, well, put me D. She like, nah. So she like, well, welcome to Chicago, Tommy. And then she fucking bob off at saying her little piece about how he should stay and how they might be able to work together or whatever, right? But here's my thing. She definitely hopped out like a G. Definitely did. I'm guessing this drug that she's talking about showing Tommy, you know, to expand the business or whatever, is this drug that she got from her fucking girlfriend. Is May, I think, M-A-I. I'm not gonna call her Asian because she probably not, but that's her little girlfriend, and she telling her like, oh, this shit came from a diet drug that had the right amount of shit in it that could almost be considered cocaine. So she like, yeah, this shit is a hit, right? So then the girl lean in and she like, yeah, you know, that's why I need your family, this, that, and the third. And Claudia stopped her ass like, look, if you think you about to get the whole Flint experience with this shit, you're not. She like, if anything, bitch, it's just me and you. And on that, literally, just me and you. So she like, oh, I like the sound of that. So she like, all right, cool. She like, it makes sense financially, and then this, that, and the third. But yeah, what she didn't tell her is that she might have just put Tommy in on this shit. That's because I think Claudia liked Tommy a little bit too. So we'll see. So you get the meeting with, like I said, you get the meeting with Jeremiah and Janai, and he like, yeah, you think he know you faked it or whatever, taking the fall or whatever. He like, look, they can roll with him now, but at some point, everybody gonna be rolling with me. That's because Jeremiah straight told him, like, you know, the business gonna be split down the middle. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Cause like, Janai just been doing too much since the first episode, but we gonna let it ride. So after that, Tommy on the rooftop, and he get a text message from Gloria, and he like, you know, she basically asked him, do he want company or whatever. He like, always. So she come into the house, and the first thing she say is, the biggest fire starter in the city lives in a firehouse. I'm like, oh, ain't that cute? But they literally waited until the end of the episode to say the name of the episode, and then he ended up smashing her. Again, I thought Vic was watching from across the street with the telescope, but I was wrong. That was just how they ended the scene. So look, y'all, that was Ghost. I mean, shit, whatever the shit is called. That was PowerBook 4. Force. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next week.